The second important thing about this code that we are going to learn is how to create these objects, clouds and obstacles intermittently. So as you can see, this whole background seems to be moving towards left. Now instead of creating one image of the background and making them move towards left, we are creating separate objects and moving them towards left, because each of these objects have a function, a specific role to play. So we can't put them all as one background image. Otherwise it would have been easy to simply take one background image and keep it scrolling by using the same technique we've used earlier, which is to simply decrement or increment the background image by some number, and it appears as if it's moving. So this time what we're going to do is we're going to create these cloud sprites and make them come and move towards left at a particular interval. And similarly, we are going to create another function to make these obstacles keep coming at a particular interval. So for that, I have used this formula. As you can see, this percent sign is something new. So this is nothing but modulo. It's a logical operator and it's also used in mathematics. So what it basically does is, when I say A modulo B, it is nothing but division of A by B, and the remainder is used as a whole number. So for example, if I say 250 modulo 24, then the answer is 10. The rest of the fraction is not considered in the answer. So the if condition here is, for creating the cloud sprites, if the world dot frame count divided by 10, and the answer is if taken in whole integers, whole numbers, and if that whole number equals to 0, then only the cloud sprites are created. Similar condition is being used here for creating obstacles. Now modulo 10 creates the cloud sprites at a smaller distance, at a smaller interval, and modulo 40 creates these obstacles at relatively larger interval. So if you want to change the distance between these two objects, the intermittent objects, then you play around with these numbers. So let's try to understand why I have used world dot frame count here. So I wanted to create a mathematical equation, which only when if it satisfies the condition, then the clouds are created. Now world dot frame count counts the number of frames that have been generated since the program begins. So I have used a variable that is already there, available for use. Now I have used that number into the equation. Now let's just try to understand what do we mean by world dot frame count and how it really works as a math number in our equation. So I'm trying to use console.log into this draw function to keep an eye on this world dot frame rate, world dot frame count. So frame rate is nothing but the rate at which the frames are generated, and frame count is nothing but the number of counts that are being generated since the program begins. So let's try to observe that. So this W needs to be capital.